You know, apathy is one of Satan's best tools. He disguises the truth and he says it in a way where it sounds really good, but we all know what the truth is. And I am proud to support a pastor of mine from Lubbock, Texas, that speaks boldly and passionately in a graceful and truthful way every Sunday, making no bones of where he stands on these positions. And we need a revival in this country. It starts from the pulpit of the churches in this history of this country. And I'm proud to announce David Wilson, senior pastor from Lubbock, Texas, Southcrest Baptist Church. Give him a warm welcome.
You don't have to look far to see that our nation at least acknowledges God. On our federal buildings, we have inscriptions from the Bible. Some of the characters in the Bible are shown in pictures and statues. In God We Trust is on our money. Our pledge to the American flag includes one nation under God. On the Texas Capitol grounds is a monument containing the Ten Commandments. And there's no question that God inspired those that formed our nation to help do that. And it's out of Christ's love that we meet today. We're all sinners. We do not stand in judgment of others. God's love is for all people. However, as Christians, we cannot condone public policy that is contrary to God's Word. Until recently, our society has followed and even protected God's plan for the institution of marriage. The Bible presents marriage as a divine institution. And since marriage is not of human origin, then human beings do not have the right to decide the kind of marital relationships to choose. Marriage was established by God at the beginning of human history when He created the heavens and the earth. As the creator of marriage, God has the right to determine which principles should govern our marital relationships. As Max Lucado said, God created marriage. No government subcommittee envisioned it. No social organization developed it. Marriage was conceived and born in the mind of God. If God had left us with no instructions about marriage after establishing it, then marriage could be regulated according to our personal whims. But He's not left us in the dark. In His revelation contained in the pages of the Bible, God has revealed His will regarding the nature and function of marriage. He established that marriage was designed to be between a man and a woman in a lifelong covenant relationship. There's no other option for marriage according to God's plan. If marriage is a human invention, then different types of marriage could have equal value. If humans invented marriage, then polygamy, the taking of several wives, polyandry, the sharing of a wife by several husbands, same-sex marriage, marriage between an adult and a child, marriage between relatives might seem normal and acceptable. But if man created marriage, then monogamy, the lifelong union of one man to one woman, would have no more intrinsic value than any other type of marriage. But marriage is not human invention. It is God's design. Some people today are trying to change the definition of marriage. They try to justify this change by stating that the Bible is not clear on marriage, or by misquoting and misinterpreting its contents on the subject. Old Testament examples of polygamy are used where sinful men disobeyed God and marriage was not held to God's intention. In trying to change the parameters of marriage, emotional arguments are put before God's truth, and the term equality is used as a means to try and overrule the current laws regulating marriage. The fact is, equality already exists for anyone who wants to get married in the way God intended. A man can marry a woman, and a woman can marry a man. In the New Testament, Jesus gave instruction to those who were abusing marriage by divorcing their wives for no legitimate reason. In that statement, He reiterated God's intent for marriage by quoting part of Genesis chapter 2. And Jesus answered and said to them, "Because of the hardness of your heart, He wrote you this command, but from the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So then, they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let not man separate. Current law in Texas protects the divine institution of marriage. I am grateful to live in a state that continues to uphold that law. I'm grateful that we have senators and representatives that want to see the marriage laws unchanged. I join with many others respectfully asking and encouraging our Texas Senate and House to further protect the institution of biblical, traditional, lifelong marriage between one man and one woman. Thank you.